She's drinking! The other two I have here aren't thirsty apparently. Hi guys, so as you've seen, this video is going to be about mantis. So I have three little ghost mantis babies right here, as you can see. This one is still drinking up. These are called ghost mantis. I'll put the scientific names on the screen because I am definitely going to pronounce them wrong. I hatched these myself, but I got the ooth from a friend, so these are technically not mine. I got about 30 of these little mantis from that ooth. They were a lot smaller. They look kind of like ants. That's what they do. They try to mimic ants when they're really small so that predators don't try to eat them. Yeah, I didn't keep all of them, obviously. I have these 3 girls and I have 2 boys. These are really interesting mantis in my opinion because, as you can see, their colors vary. This one is green, for example, while this one is brown, and the last one is a darker brown, as much as I can tell. So to me, these are quite interesting because their color ranges from green over sand colored to brown tones. Usually it's the females that get the green color. Males are mostly just brown. These are, in my opinion, one of the easiest mantis to keep as a beginner because they don't really require a lot and they really forgive a lot of mistakes that you can make. If you are interested in mantis, consider getting these as your firsts. They're also really calm because a lot of mantis tend to jump around and run, which we will see later on. Okay, so since I didn't start with my favorite mantis, I'm just going to continue with her. This is my adult female orchid mantis. She's really big and she's just recently become adult, so I haven't paired her up with her male yet, but a few weeks and she will be ready. This is one of the more jumpy and harder to keep mantis in my opinion. They really panic when they are scared, and also just in general they're a bit harder to keep than most mantis in my opinion. This is my first adult female that I've successfully grown up and I'm super proud of it. I'm so happy that she's made it. I also do have some orchid mantis babies. They are literally so hard to hold since they are so jumpy. Okay, so these aren't from my own female. She wasn't ready yet when I bought these. These are from a friend of mine. I bought 8 of them from him. These are super tiny still. Next up, I have another one of my biggest mantis, and it is also an adult female. I believe these are called green mantis or something like that, even though this one is not green at all. Normally they're really green, really. I had a male, he passed away today. It was her male, but she wasn't ready in time for him to be able to be paired up with her, unfortunately. These mantis are also quite simple in their keeping. The adult females do well on plants like this one, like they can live on this, and as long as you provide food and water and the warmth that they want, they will normally stay on that plant without moving around your house. So you can basically have a free roam mantis. This girl is probably just going to sit here for the rest of the video and she's probably not going anywhere. Unless of course the light bothers her, then she is going to move. I briefly talked about jumpy mantis and mantis that just run. I have one of those here. I also have no clue what these are called, and this won't focus because she is so thin. These are going to have blue wings when she grows up. This is a female. She should be sub-adult at this point. I have a male for her as well, so that's going to be pretty exciting. You can see her wings a little bit right there, the light yellow beige color, and they're going to grow full after her next shed all over her body, and they're going to be light blue. Right now she's not doing a lot of running and jumping around, but that's what they normally do, so I don't really like taking these out. Their enclosures. I put her back inside already because I do not plan on losing her. These don't get too big, they just have really long legs, almost like a daddy long leg. I don't have a lot of experience in keeping these because this is my first pair that I'm keeping and I've only had them for like a month. So I don't really know enough about their keeping to really give information, but from what I've experienced, they don't seem too difficult. Okay, and one of my favorites at the moment, which I really don't know why I love these so much, is this little stick mantis. These are adorable. These are still quite young. They still got, I think, 2 or 3 sheds ahead of them. So they're getting a bit bigger. I experienced they like it quite dry, but you do still have to spray them just like any other mantis, no matter how dry they like it, because without you spraying them, the mantis won't be able to drink. Because mantises really only can drink from the droplets that you spray inside their tanks or boxes, whatever. You just have to figure out how your mantis likes it. Basically, mantis that require higher humidity, you want to spray more often. It's just important that you find the right balance when to spray. So now I'm going to come to my smallest mantis species, and I'm really scared to lose someone. This is a moss mantis. These are born about a week or 2 weeks ago, so they're still really small. They are pretty much the size of an ant. They're really hard not to lose. As you can see, there's 15 in just a cricket box because they're so small. They're just now starting to shed into their second skin, which is exciting to me. I've been waiting for that because I'm just curious how much they'll grow. At this size, they eat springtails. These are, for example, mantis that love it wet. You do have to spray them every single day, and you really have to be sure that the bedding that you're using is always moist. And then there's other species that want it super dry, so they could literally have their whole life without even spraying once, since they can get moisture from their food too. I think these are all the mantis that I prepared to show you. I have a few more, but I didn't want to show them all. I think that video would have been way too long, since I also want to include some basic info about mantis right now. I personally like to keep all my mantis just on paper towels because I think it is easiest to clean up, and since the mantis don't sit on the floor anyways, you don't really need a special something for them. For mantis that like it really moist, I do change that paper towels for moss. So for example, for the moss mantis, I have moss right here because it just keeps the moisture a lot better. But for most other species, I just use paper towels and a few fake plants. I personally prefer fake plants because real plants tend to die on me because I don't have a UV light in here. So fake plants really do the trick. I have never had problems with it, but mostly they sit on the roof of the enclosure anyways, like this little mantis is too. That's just what they do because they want to sit as high up as they possibly can. So if you get a mantis, you really have to be sure that the mantis has a possibility to sit on top of the enclosure. I can show you with a glass tank what I do. This is Coco hummus something, I don't know, I'm gonna put it right here, that I just put down with some silicone. That just gives her a possibility that she can sit as high up as she wants. And these mantis, they really like to hang upside down, so yeah, it helps. And I just noticed that she's still there. I almost forgot about her. I told you she wouldn't move till the end of the video, and she didn't. Different species require different heat, and the way I personally do it is with heat cables. So the more heat they need, the more I'll put the cable around the tank. So it's really hard to explain. I'll show that in a different video how I set up my tanks. But it is also possible to control the heat with heat lamps, which is, in my opinion, one of the easier methods, but I just don't have the right setup to do so. I've heard from most people I know that keep mantis that they do not recommend heat pads. They say it's really hard to control the heat properly, and since in nature the heat comes from the top, it is not really advised to use that. I also had a really unfortunate happening today. I tried pairing up my ghost mantis and the female ate her male. I'm really disappointed because in this species it usually doesn't happen. They're very docile towards each other, but it can happen anyways. And I don't think that he fertilized her in that short time he was in there. and then I checked and I saw her eating him. Eventually, I still want to make full care guides for all of these species. Today I just wanted to basically show a bit about them. Anyways guys, it was really hard to get back to filming after such a long time of not doing so. It feels really weird and I feel like this video's quality could be a lot better. But anyways, hope you liked it. I hope to bring more content in the future again. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I see you next time.